Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Policy Communication, Daniel Bwala, has denied ever accusing the president of creating a militia to influence the 2023 elections. To discuss this, we are joined by political analyst Ife Salako. You're welcome.
Good evening.
All right, so very interesting discussion if you followed the show that day. Now, what are the political implications of a senior presidential aide publicly denying past accusations that President Tinubu created a militia to influence the 2023 elections?
I mean, it shows that we live in a time where truth, transparency, integrity are now really scarce in the political space. Our political space used to be filled with people of ideology. You know, when you look at the time of the likes of the Awolowos, the Nnamdi Azikiwe, they were driven by ideology, by, you know, things that actually matters. But when we have, these days, we have political jobbers who just want to sing the praise of anybody that is going to, you know, butter their bread or probably even buy them the bread itself. That's where you find the likes of, you know, Daniel Bwala. You remember what our former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, said about one of the, you know, foremost politicians in Nigeria, that if you offer him food, he will spill anything. So you can see what it means for a man who is supposed to be a legal luminary, who is supposed to be someone that has, you know, that is an author, is found being, you know, genuflexing over, you know, things that are very shameful and disrespectful, that does not speak well of anyone who understands what it means to be in the position where he is. Denying reality does not help us to solve the problems of Nigeria. I think APC and all of their supporters need to learn that Nigeria cannot live in denial. We cannot survive in propaganda. And now they've taken our shame from our local level to international level. They went to disgrace themselves. They went to disgrace the party. They went to disgrace the president, you know, on the international level. It was an eyesore. People there were watching and they couldn't even believe themselves. I mean, the audience were literally laughing at our shame on the national scale. And I think that at this point, Daniel Bwala should just, you know, keep his mouth somewhere and cover his shame under the pillow and not come out to say anything again, because there is no coming back from this. There is no way he can recover from this kind of shame that he has put upon himself, upon the party, upon the president, and even upon our nation. It is disgraceful, to say the least. All right,
you're definitely not holding back your feelings about this entire situation. So how can such a denial reshape public perception, especially when statements made before joining government are brought back into the political conversation?
I mean, it still goes ahead to say that, I mean, they really don't know what they're doing. They are hungry people who just want to get something from politics. And what it means, it says a lot about the government of the day, that this is a government that spent $9 million to run a propaganda against Christian genocide in Nigeria. And then you have the special advisor of the president, you know, denying a whole lot of, you know, doubting, you know, confronting information that, you know, that are out there already, that everybody have access. This is the age of internet. The internet never forgets anything. You say it, what I'm saying now, it's going to be somewhere for like ever.
There is evidence.
There's always evidence for it, you know. And so you cannot escape from such. You cannot escape from such. So it says just one thing about the government of the day. It's a government that is bent on running propaganda. So they don't care about the, you know, feelings of Nigeria. They don't care about you and I. They just want to say anything to protect the government, you know. So it is what it is. It's a government of propaganda.
All right. So how do you think this situation would impact partisan narratives around the conduct and legitimacy of the 2023 Nigerian presidential elections?
Of course, we already know what's going to happen in 2023 election. A chieftain, an APC chieftain, came to TV to say that, Tinubu has already arranged 20,000 naira to buy votes, literally. And of course, they have their thugs and criminals hanging at different places to intimidate and, and then they have their lying machines, like of Daniel Bwala, to just keep lying about everything and anything, So it is also what they've been doing before. They're just getting better at it. They're getting better at their life. I mean, the president himself said a lot of things that you wonder that, why would you say that? He said himself that if he does not provide electricity, in the first 4 years, they shouldn't vote for him in the next election. I'm sure that by the time he's going to campaign again, he's going to deny that. He's also going to say, I never said that. Because there is nothing about the APC government, really, that anybody can be bold of. If the APC says A today, tomorrow they are doing something else, it's the same party that will say that, we have brought this, they have brought this price down, things are now, cheaper. You go to the market, you realize that, no, this thing that they said online is not the same thing, that is happening there. So it's going to be covered in a lot of criminality, the coming election, except for the opposition, to stand up and to stand upright and be sure that they are ready to counter all of this misdemeanor.
All right, so how many times has this type of situation played out in Nigeria's political environment where certain politicians make statements in the past only to end up serving in the same administration where, to serve under the same administration they once criticized?
Oh, of course, you can criticize an administration today and still now get to know the person tomorrow. I'm a big fan of, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi today. I'd said some critical things about him in the past when he was in PDP, and it was a reaction towards the PDP. So you can say, but if I'm confronted with those things today, I would say, yes, I said it based on this. But you cannot deny, outrightly deny 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you have said in the past, about the same man and the same party, and then you are there denying yourself. In fact, at a point in time, right, he was asked, Daniel Bwala was asked that, do you agree with Daniel Bwala or not?
All right, but what does this say, or what does it reveal about political realignment? Well,
so, political realignment can happen. We have come to accept that in this part of the world. It may not be, possible in other parts of the world, but in Nigeria, it is a fact that, for some of us who have even started politics in how many days, based on where we are, our political affiliation lies, some of us have moved from one party to the other. Today, I'm in the ADC. I was in the Labour Party before. So political alignment is now our reality. We have agreed because of the present situation of Nigeria and the kind of politics that we practice. But what we cannot, jettison is that you must, at every point in time, I stand for this in Labour Party. I'm standing for the same thing in ADC. I can stand for the same thing in other parties tomorrow. But you are here today to say, I am for security, I am here for education, and all. And tomorrow you are saying that, yes, Nigeria is now secured when there are more people that are dead. It means that you are not consistent. So the inconsistency in ideology, right, is what we find too much in our, political affiliations today, here and there. So, but the point is, you can move anywhere, as it is in Nigeria now, but at least be consistent in your ideology, be consistent in the things that you were asking for. For example, I kept saying is that I'm not a fan of subsidy removal. The same reason I did not support it under Jonathan. Because I believe that what Nigeria is supposed to fight under subsidy is the criminality behind subsidy, not the subsidy itself. All over the world, people pay subsidy. As a matter of fact, Nigeria was way better When we were paying subsidy, our currency was stronger, our economy was better, we saved more money when we were paying subsidy than now that they claim that they've removed subsidy. So we have refused to fight the criminality behind subsidy, behind governance. You know, we have encouraged and emboldened corruption, where we have governors who steal over 80 billion, you know, who are gallivanting around. You have people who are still stealing. In fact, I think that right now, politicians and especially maybe governors, they are looking for ways to, you know, outshine the one that stole before. So if this one stealing 80 billion, I'm going to find a way to steal maybe 100 or 120. So that's what they are doing now, right? So, I mean, the reality of it is that we must come to a point to agree and focus on how to make this nation work for everybody. That's where we have to go to.
All right, so change the platform, but keep the ideology.
Keep the ideology.
All right, that was political analyst Ife Salako, and he's looking into statements, past statements that are currently being revisited of the special advisor to the President Bola Tinubu on policy communication, Daniel Bwala.